Hey, I hope all is going well today and you're having a beautiful, blessed day. Today I want to hang out with you and share with you some sermon notes from the sermon series called Meals with Jesus. And as you guys know, I have been behind. So this message is called The Party Crasher. And the passage that The Party Crasher is based on is found in the book of Luke, chapter 7, verses 36 through 50. And you can find all of these notes on my website, encouragementwithmarienicole.com. So I would encourage you to go find those notes. And so The Party Crasher is all about a woman who is an outcast in that society, and she comes and she wants to see Jesus. She wants to see what this man is all about, and she ends up pouring the most expensive perfume on his feet and wiping his feet with her tears. So what does that have to do with this message? And to get into what that has to do with this message, there are 3 things that activate God's forgiveness. The first thing is we have to recognize that we are sinners. If we don't say first and foremost, God, I am a sinner, I need your help, He will not know that we want to enter His family and enter that relationship with Him. Thing number 2 that we need to do is that we need to realize that we are all bankrupt. We have to realize that even though we might puff ourselves up on a daily basis, or even more importantly, an hourly basis, we have to realize that we are totally bankrupt and we have nothing, especially nothing without Christ in our lives. Number 3, we have to rely on Jesus as our only hope. Once we come to the realization of point number 1 and point number 2, we have to realize that the only way that this can be fixed is that if Jesus is our only hope. So, the next question I want to ask you guys is, how much do you love God? And I want you to rate yourself 1 through 10. And you might be sitting here thinking, well, Marie, I've been a Christian for 30 years, or I've been a Christian for 5 years. Of course I love God. And of course I live like that and tell Him every day. Well, I don't want you to rate yourself until you hear this next section. So, when we love somebody, there are a few things that we do. Number 1, when we love someone, we long to be with them. So, in that sense, longing to be with Jesus is longing to have a conversation with Him through prayer, or longing to hear from Him in His Word, which is alive and active. Number 2, when we love someone, we long to please them. That means doing whatever He says, or doing whatever will bring them the most joy, if we're talking about people here. But since we are talking about Jesus, it is keeping His commandments and doing what He says, acting on what He tells us to do. Number 3, if we love someone, we are loyal to them. We don't say, oh, you are getting kind of boring, so I'm going over there because I don't really want to spend time with you right now. No, we say, I am going to stick with you even through my good times and my bad times. I am going to stick with you through all of it. And the next thing that we do when we love someone is that we want to tell others about them. So think about your first crush or your first relationship. You probably were at a point in your life where you never wanted to shut up. And I know that even for me, when I've had stage crushes, I will go on and on and on and on about that person or those people or that performer or whatever the case may be. So I will not shut up about this person that I think is so awesome and wonderful. But when is the last time, if you are a follower of Christ right now, when is the last time you had a conversation with somebody about what God has done in your life, about who He is to you? Or even in simpler terms, when is the last time you invited somebody to church? I often use the fact that I am a singer to invite people to church. So whatever you are involved in can be used to invite people, as a tool to invite people. So if you are in your drama ministry, invite people to see the next play that you're in. If you are in choir, invite people to see your performance that you're in. But use the things that God has given you to lead other people to a conversation. And on the subject of having conversations with people about Christ, we need to make sure that they are conversations. We do not want to be those corner Bible shaking, sign raising Christians that say, if you do not repent right now, you are going to hell. That is the quickest way to get a person to run away from you. And I will honestly say that I might have said this before in my podcast, but I will honestly say that when I saw the Christian club president at my college doing this exact thing, I ran away from the Christian club so fast that I didn't even go to the next meeting. And I just felt like I needed to get out of there and separate myself from that. So please do not do that. Please make sure that if you want to lead people to Christ, that you are in a place in your heart where you are not so overzealous. It is wonderful to have zeal in your heart for Christ, but make sure that you are not so overzealous that you cannot approach it in terms of a conversation. And so the last point that we have to focus on when we fall in love with somebody, or when we fall in love with Jesus, is that they become the center of our world. Being in love with somebody, family, a significant other, or even your friends, will take you on a journey, on an adventure, hopefully, that you will feel like all wrapped up in them, and they will become not part of your world, but the center of your world. Everything that you do is focused around them. And so I want you to think about these questions and these attributes. And I want you to rate yourself 1 through 10. How much do you love God? And so I hope that all is going well and you're having a beautiful, blessed day. And I will talk to you soon. Have a beautiful one, and I love you guys. Bye.